This video may be the closest you'll ever get to seeing me in a fair fight. Yuck. I don't normally do solo PvP, preferring to multi-box my way to an unfair victory. Not so today. This little Enyo can take on the world all by its merry lonesome. Now it can obviously handle the exploration fodder. What ship can't? And I'll never turn down an Astero kill, but that's not what we're here for. You may have noticed a little red symbol above my shields. I'm in a system with a metaliminal storm active, specifically a plasma storm. These storms roam the map and provide buffs and debuffs depending on their type. The plasma storm gives a damage bonus to weapons, plus a thermal resistance debuff. The Enyo's blasters dish out thermal and kinetic damage, so you're effectively getting a damage bonus twice over, shooting targets that have a lowered thermal resistance. It also makes tracking targets harder, and reduces missile application, which doesn't matter too much for the Enyo. Its small blasters can still track just fine, and the Afterburner keeps its signature radius nice and small. All this to say that I'm in a prime situation to take fights against larger ships that I normally wouldn't engage. This hurricane saw my little Enyo that could, and thought it was easy pickings. I pit my single drone against his 5, hoping he recalls them. And he does briefly, providing a little damage relief.
Capacitor is empty. The capacitor is empty.
The Nos comes in clutch against his nuke, keeping my scram and guns going just long enough to get the kill. Admittedly, taking on a Tech 3 cruiser, even in the plasma storm, is brave bordering on stupid, but curiosity got the better of me. I couldn't crack this Tangu though, even off my tits on drugs. He had friends nearby thankfully, or we could have been at this for a while. I got lucky that the Tangu was PvE fit, but at least the Enyo got to stretch its legs and live to tell the tale.
Active.
Another Tangu with a scythe buddy? Bye bye, scythe buddy. After a bit of a dry spell, I decided to try my luck against an Ishtar that was running the belts. I'm positioning a scout AWP for a good warp in. An Ishtar is probably the worst thing that I could possibly engage with its resistance profile and bonuses to drone application. Luckily, 2 neutrals jump in and save me from myself. I warp the Enyo back into position before checking D-scan to see what's incoming. A Kiki and an Osprey Navy issue. Okay, I didn't realise it at the time, but the storm in this system had been downgraded to a weak plasma storm, meaning any advantage I had was reduced. One down. The Osprey is going down too, but the Ishtar makes an unwelcome appearance.
The capacitor is empty. The capacitor is empty. The capacitor is empty. The capacitor is empty. Warp drive active.
See ya. Whilst the Plasma Storm benefits the Enyo, it also benefits other small ships. This Drago was just too superior. I've been wondering what ship I could add to the camp to complement the Enyo, a Sentinel or Kitsune for example, but honestly after seeing it in action I'd just add more Enyos. So I did. The Ishtar from earlier lands, and now with 2 Enyos I decide to give it a go. I make a mistake though and split my damage. While one Enyo focuses on the Ishtar, the other tries to take out some of its drones. Really, I should have focused on the Ishtar. I also failed to notice I'm stationary, letting his drones deal some pretty decent damage.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
We come to the part in the video where Frat decide they don't like ISK. This Asteria's value on Z-Kill is estimated at 500 million. This Buzzard is another 500. The Buzzard pilot returns in an Osprey Navy issue, but all he can do is melt. The Ishtar from earlier lands on a nearby gate. I have a feeling he'll try and chase me off after our previous fight gave him some confidence. I position myself to where I think he'll land, and just as I thought, he dips down into my bubble. This time I focus fire on the Ishtar and actually orbit him instead of sitting stationary like a goob. Both Enyos are heating their guns, but his tank is just able to fight back. The heat damage is rising, just as his armour is getting whittled away between shield boosts. He's down to structure when I realise I haven't had to use my armour reps at all. He would have been better off using light or medium drones for the application. With Reds in local, I decide to make an exit. But Frat isn't done yet. Hello Mr. Proteus, thank you for sitting there while I kill you. This 2 billionist Proteus must have been travel fit after running DED sites. He kindly dropped $1 billion in loot, and his pod was worth another $1 billion according to Zkill. But Frat still isn't done. This Hecate kindly drops 250 million loot. Bizarrely, he also seems to be scouting for what seemed like half of China. I sat waiting for this fleet to move through the system for an eternity. This Frat prospect dropped by to offload his 2 Syndicate gas scoops. Thanks buddy. And finally, the Ishtar pilot from earlier returns, seeking revenge in an Executor Navy issue. Seems like Frat finally decided to coordinate a response to my antics though, and his friends quickly jump in and join the fight. You can see the moment my brain melts trying to brawl with 2 accounts at once. Multiple webs are the real killer for my Enyos, and when the damage starts applying well, the fight is done. I think about escaping with my surviving Enyo, but in for a penny, in for a pound. Frat have paid for a last stand, I think. In all, my dual Enyo setup managed to kill 5.5 billion ISK worth of frat ships, for a combined cost of about 140 mil, after accounting for bubble losses. Not a bad ratio. This storm camping tactic was suggested to me by a viewer called Severo Valaris, who has earned himself the pick of any of the Scope Syndication skins I have lying around. For your chance to win a skin, leave a comment below telling me how I should spend Frat's donation. Or if you have an idea for a video that would be a good fit for the channel, send an in-game mail to Starkey07. If I make a video using your idea, you get to choose a skin. Hope you enjoyed this one. Cheers.